Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in to Planning with Kristen, and I have a first impression on this Kipling 100 pen case. This past weekend, my family and I went to San Diego for my birthday, and I looked up to see if there was a Kipling store, and there was. And then I figured out there was a Kipling Outlet all the way south of San Diego, right on the border of Mexico. So like we could see the wall and everything. And so I went to the Kipling Outlet. Went to a few other stores too, but we went to the Kipling Outlet store. And I saw the 100 pen case and bought it. Regular price on this case is $44. Sorry for my language, but hell no, I was not paying that for a pen case. This was $22, so I got it for half the price. Didn't mind paying that much to fit all my pens. This is a hot pink color, and my little monkey's name is Ana Lucia. I think that's her name. Yes, Ana Lucia. So I thought the monkey was really cute. But anyway, I want to get my first impression on this case, tell you what I think of it, tell you something that I did, tell you my one con with this case. One con. That's it. But I will say, so far, let's zoom in a little bit, I am liking it a lot. It is fitting all of my pens. So let's get into it. First impression, it looks like this. I mean, I'm sure you guys have all seen it. It has a plastic zipper. It has Kipling on the front, and I really like it. I guess you can use it either way. I guess if you're left-handed, you know, you can do it that way. It says Kipling backwards, so I guess you can't. But, you know, it has the zipper like this. We open it up. We have my pens. We have a bunch of pens back here. So it fits all of my pens. I even put my Statler color pens back in here because there's actually room. I still have my UB cases. I'm not getting rid of them. Right now, one is storing highlighters and one is storing my Sharpies. So anyway, here are my pens. I had all of my most used pens in here, and then I realized they were hard as hell to get in and out. So I put a little video on Instagram and asked, like, is this like because it's new, or is it something that's like this all the time? And I was told, you know, once the pens, you know, you move them in and out, they get easier. So I was fine with that. But I did notice that when you put pins in every single space, it tends to like bunch up like this. It'll like go up like this or bend down. So I don't like that, because I should be able to fit every single pin. Like every other loop is used on here, but there's loops right here. But as you can see, like it's really difficult to get things in. So that's my one con with this, is that I really think this pen case was made for pens like these, Statlers. I mean, everybody don't use Statler pens. Like, I can easily get this in and out. So, like, I can put this in right here, easily. I can put this in right here, you know? Not that one, but easily. And, you know, I love Statlers, but a lot of my pens are, you know, bigger than that. So I think when they created this case, they didn't really think about the bigger pens. But it is what it is. So I do want to tell you what I did. Don't do what I did. All right, don't ruin your case. I only did it to this side because once I saw what happened over here, I said I'm not going to do it to this side. So one thing I did, I thought I would get a little creative, and let's just take this out for a minute. Let's take this out. I'm going to show you guys exactly what I did. I thought I would be creative and then just cut a single thread on the top and one on the bottom, and I can loosen them out. But little did I know, by doing that, I was going to completely loosen the thread. So let's zoom in so you can see exactly what I'm talking about with this part right here. So I thought I was going to like just cut a small thread on the bottom, cut a small thread on the top, but it ended up unraveling. So when I take this pin out, you know, it's just one big loop. So I can fit two in there, but I mean, if I just take out one, it's gonna, but you know, it's not a huge deal to me. It's really not a huge deal. I didn't do it to this side because I didn't want to mess this side up. I'm going to see how, you know, if this loosens up, like I can easily get that back in there. Let's try this one. You know, it's still a little tight, you know, and that's my biggest con with this, is that they're so tight. But yeah, these are my most used pens over here. Like I did it with this one too. Like this one is like completely loose. And, you know, I mean, if I didn't want it to slide out, if I was just taking this one with me, I can easily go like that. It's not going to fall out. I mean, it's not going to interfere with the zipper. None of that. So, I mean, I could make it work if I really needed it to. And like I can easily clip this on if I was taking this pen with me, and it's not going to go anywhere. But yeah, I don't want to say I ruined it. But don't do like I did and cut it and thinking that's going to work, because I thought I was going to be a genius and think of a way for my pens to work, but they didn't. So anyway, I do have most of the pens I use up here. Like I have all 3 of my acro balls up here. I have all 3 of the friction because I use those the most. I have just 2 of the tool pens. I only have 1 of the Pilot G2s because I don't use these a lot. But the Paper Mate gels I do use a lot. Friction's a lot of, actually, because they're erasable. Acro balls I use a lot. I use these a lot, so that's why there's the multiples. There's just 1 of these over here. I have 2 of these, but they're different sizes. Just 1 of these over here, and the rest are back here. So here are the back of my pen, the bottom part, which is where a lot of people fit planner supplies, stuff for on the go, which I think is a great idea. But I got all my pens in here because I don't really take planner supplies with me. You know, usually when I go out, it's either work, grocery shopping, or an errand, so I'm not going to a place where I need to carry planner supplies. You know, if I were traveling and didn't really want to take my planner bag and I wanted to, you know, take maybe a couple of rolls of washi, some stickers, whatever, I can easily, you know, still fit some in here with the pens. It's not that big of a deal, but I mean, this is a pen case. So, I mean, this is called the 100 pen case. I do not have anywhere near 100 pens. I don't even want to count, but I know it's not close to 100. And I've seen a few videos where people say it doesn't fit 100 pens. You know, I saw one video where one lady had 85, and I was like, oh, okay, well. I mean, it is called the 100 pen case, so I guess she would test to see if you have 100 pens. And I had someone, you know, message me on Instagram, and she said she didn't like it. I asked her why she didn't like it. She said it doesn't fit 100 pens. And I was just like, I don't have that problem. You know, it wasn't being like rude or shady. I was like, I don't have a problem. And she said her and her daughter share, you know, a box of, you know, share pens. And so she has a lot, which I get if you have a lot of pens. But for me, it's not a problem. But does it hold 100 pens? I don't think so. Because when I close this, you know, like this, you know, it's pretty full already. So trying to fit 100 pens in here doesn't really seem like it would work. I mean, unless you plan on not zipping it, then yeah, you can fit 100 pens. But my biggest con with it not being able to fit every pen is not something that's going to make me stop using the case. The reason why it's not going to stop making me using the case is because it fits all my pens. You know, I can easily close this up, I can throw it in a big bag or whatever and have all my pens with me. But it is I just lost my train of thought. It stores all my pens in one spot. Like when I had my UB case, you know, I didn't have my color Statlers in here. I had them in another spot because I did not use them. But as you know, this week I am using the color Statlers for my weekly spread. And I mean, I had these on the front of my UB case, the Mamby ones, and it kind of hit the drawer whenever I closed it, so they were kind of in the way. But now that they're in here, this just kind of sits on my desk, and, you know, they're just out of the way. I can zip this up and just move it out of the way. But overall, I think the case was a good, you know, good in theory, excellent in theory. We got this 100 pin case. We're going to solve, you know, world's problems. But the execution, I think, could have been thought a little bit more. And I mean that by the loops. I think the loops could have been made a little bit with the elastic a little bit more stretchy so you can fit the bigger pens in here, because they're, you know, everybody does not use Statler or fine tip pens. You know, I mean, these paper mates are not very big. You know, these are not very big pens. But when I try to put this in here, it's just a struggle, which is what made me cut this to begin with. Because I write all day long, and I don't want to just leave the pens in here and not use them and wait for them to stretch. I wanted to actually use my pens. And so, I mean, like this right here, this tool pen was probably the easiest because it's the same width all the way around. But, I mean, it shouldn't, I don't know. It's just one of those things where I wish it was just 100% wonderful, and it's not. I would say it's about 98.9. Just that one little thing about not fitting all of them. So I understand what people mean by that now, about not fitting all the pens, because I mean, I have a loop right here that I am not using. I have a loop right here I'm not using, and a loop right here, and there's, you know, every other loop right here I'm not using, which I wish, because I had all of my pens up here. I had my other 2 Statlers, I had my 3 Sharpies. I mean, I had all of my pens up here, except for 2 of the other paper mates, which are blue and red ink. So I wish, you know, I can just open this and see all my pens, but I can't. I mean, not like I'm going to use all of them at one time. I just chose the ones that I use the most. You know, I still have 2 more Papermate G2s down here. I have 2 more Sharpies, 2 Statlers, and 1 of each of these back here. I mean, it's easily accessible, but that's not the point. I should be able to fit everything in here without it, you know, bunching up. And so I'm going to tell you exactly what I mean by not, like, this Sharpie is it's not a thick pen at all. It's not a very thick pen. And when I try to put it in here, you know, like, why? It shouldn't be this difficult to get a pen in. Honestly, it really shouldn't. And like this pen right here, you know, I can easily, let's try it. You know, since it's been stretched a little bit, here's my 3rd Sharpie. You know, it shouldn't have to take this much trouble to put a pen in. You know, it really shouldn't. So, I mean, I guess I can just leave it right there for now. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, it shouldn't have this, and this is my Uniball. You know, there we go. 'Cause I really just want all of my pens up here. I mean, is that too much? Is that too much to ask for? Because these Statlers I have, these other ones are a little bit bigger than your standard Statler, as you can see. And I want to be able to fit them, and I can't, and that bugs me. So, you know, they're just there. So yeah, I just wanted to come on and, you know, give you my honest opinion. A lot of people love these, and I understand why you love them. I love it too. I just wish I could put all my pens up here. It stores all of my pens, and that's what I love about it. I love that I can just open this up right here, and I can pick and choose what pen I want to get. But I wish that I can use every single loop on here. That way I can see all of the pens I use the most up here. Because they're still, you know, I can't fit this other Uniball. I can't fit my other, oh, there's 4 Sharpie. Well, those 3. You know, I can't fit my other Sharpie. I can't fit, you know, I can't fit these 4 pens. And it's unfortunate that I can't. And like, I have these Pentels, which I don't care for too much. That's why there's all back there. But like, I want to be able to fit these other pens back there, and I really can't. So, I mean, maybe I can make it work. We'll see. I don't know, but we'll see. But yeah, I just want to come on and do this video and give my honest first impression of it and everything. And yeah, I hope you did enjoy this video. Don't think that I hate this case, okay? It's not a bashing it. I do love the case. I do. Just that one little con that's just bugging me. But well, maybe once they stretch out, maybe I'll just put them in there and let them stretch out. You know, we'll see when I actually come back and do a full-on review. This is just first impression. So yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and I will see you all next time. Bye.